Welcome viewers, yet again another video on my ratchet collection. Well, I did a half-inch drive review on my collection of half-inch drive ratchets, so I said what the heck, I'll do one on my 3/8 drive. You can never have too many ratchets, that's what I say. Darn it. um, anyways, I have basically similar to my half-inch drive collection, just a few more. Um, some of them were given to me. Some of them I found, and most I've purchased on my 3/8 drive. Um, Most of you guys out there are going to have more 3/8 drive sockets, extensions, ratchets, just because a 3/8 drive ratchet is more versatile than a half-inch drive. Half-inch drive is great for breaking apart big suspension bolts, wheel hub bolts, shock tower mount bolts, anything that's over, as far as I'm concerned, anything that's over 3/4 inch and around that area, your 3/4, your 24 millimeter, anything around that size, you really should be using half-inch drive, just for the simple sake of not ruining your ratchets. Because as soon as you go that high, granted you can get some torque on some long-handled 3/8 drive, but it isn't good, especially if they're flex head like these three are. It puts a lot of stress on the pivot joint right there. So that's my recommendation. Again, I'm not a master mechanic. I'm a homeowner. I do this stuff and purchase my tools to save me money at the repair shops. Nothing against those guys that do that for a living, that work at the repair shops, whether that be the big box ones or the one at the corner store with a gas station connected to it. Those guys got to eat too. I understand that they got to make a living, but some of the prices and they want for fixing things like fuel pump. I've done a fuel pump in three of my trucks, and I guess that's my own fault because I like Chevy, and Chevy had a recall. Well, it was a hidden recall on their fuel pumps. And on my first one, I had a 2001 Silverado, and they just for the pump from Chevy, it's like $380. Yeah, that sounds like a lot, but for the fuel pump, it really isn't. You can go to AutoZone, buy yourself a cheap one, and I did it. I did. I went to AutoZone, bought myself a cheap fuel pump, and I paid for it, and it shit the bed on me a month into it. And I thought I was getting bad gas at different gas stations. It was just something like that you don't want to skimp on. But anyways, I'm going off on a tangent there. They wanted, a lot of money for the labor and the shop fees. And I understand they got to make money, but for guys that have mechanically, not inclined, I guess you can say that, but anyone that's got a peanut between their earlobes, and knows how to turn a wrench and can figure things out, you can save yourself a buck. I would definitely, especially if you're a younger kid out there looking into, tinkering with mom and dad, dad's lawnmower, invest in some tools. They'll last you forever. I have another video on here about my toolbox tour, and I got tools in my toolbox that I've had since I was 15, 16 years old. When you start getting into driving a car, getting your permit, and crashing up the car and got to replace fenders and bumpers and stuff. I did it all. I went through all that. So these are some of the ratchets I collected over the years by fixing my own stuff. Right here, this is a Craftsman. These are all 3/8 drive again. This is the set my grandfather gave me. I have a half, 3/8, and 1/4 inch drive ratchets. These things are awesome. I don't use them much. They're kind of just in my box to, remind me of my grandfather. This Husky tools back in the day were great. Home Depot got a hold of Husky and they turned them to crap. I think this is actually I don't know if it's before Home Depot got a hold of them, but again, this is just a backup ratchet. You can see, I think I arced it out. I was working in my battery and arced that out there. But this is a cool ratchet my father gave me. Very quiet. Like I said in my half-inch drive video, I grease all my ratchets. You take these old snap rings out. Most of them have snap rings, or some of them have set screws, the torque screws. You can take these off, and it takes the faceplate off. Most of your older ratchets have the snap ring. Take them off. Watch for your gear drive. Grease everything up. Little dab will do. The grease in there keeps the ratchet from rusting on the inside and keeps the gears smooth. Here you go. This is the one and only, the raised panel Craftsman, run of the mill. You know, everybody and their brother and sister has one of these. Ratchet. Here's the 3/8 drive to the sister of the 1/2 inch drive. Craftsman Professional, low profile wrench. I use these wrenches a lot. The 1/2 inch and the 3/8 drive. Even my 1/4 inch drive. I have a 1/4 inch drive one, and my on off switch, whatever you call it, is worn right out. Sometimes when I'm using it, it falls back in where I don't want it to go. But great ratchet. I've had that for many years. This is a set I found for free. It's a Cobalt set. It was a beginner's mechanic set, and I got the 1/2 inch drive, 3/8 drive, and 1/4 inch drive, and some sockets out of that set I found. Here you go. Here's a little Harbor Freight special, little stubby 3/8 drive. Never used it, haven't greased it. You can hear it, and I'm sure it'll come in handy though. You know, when I'm in a tight situation. The only thing is, if you look at this darn thing, look at the size of the head. I know, you know, you got to have the gear mechanism for that, but that's huge head. Like, I know it's supposed to be for a stubby, but it ain't low profile. That's for sure. Here's your getting into, like, I shouldn't say the upper end of Craftsman. It really isn't the upper end. It's more like a raised panel, extended flex head. I bought it because I never had a flex head before, and I wanted to try them out, and this was inexpensive. I've greased this before, and it's cool. It's good. I used it a few times. It'll be good for if I ever need it in a certain situation. But once I bought this Craftsman one, I found this at Lowe's. This is a Cobalt, and I put some miles on this ratchet, and I love this ratchet. I've never touched the torque. I've never had to put any Loctite on there. It has multiple positions. And it all locks into place. This only has 3. This has, we can count them right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 positions where this ratchet locks into place. Love this ratchet. I'll never give this up. I've greased it. It works awesome. I love it. And then this is the newer purchase, the most recent purchase. I did a review on these 3 ratchets that I bought, just the fit and finish and just the quality of them and stuff. Since that video, I've used it, and I've actually tightened this down a couple dozen times. Well, not a couple dozen times, a few times. And right now I got it snugged up, and I'm going to put some blue Loctite on there, actually. I'm going to take this torque screw, set screw out, put some blue Loctite on it, and re-fasten it down and let it set up. Because as I was using this ratchet, it kept on getting loose. This started to wobble around, just from, you know, torquing on it. And I don't know if that's just the Harbor Freight quality, which I'm pretty sure it is. You know, I know they're Chinese. I know they're run-of-the-mill. You know, their fit and finish is pretty nice. They're chrome. They're quality. You know, I had a guy leave a comment on my feed talking about there's no release button for the socket. You know, I know some guys don't even use these things. I only use them because my sockets get stuck on the top of them sometimes, and I know they're not supposed to. They're not meant to be stuck. They're meant to be held on by that little ball bearing right here, and you depress this, and that's where it releases that. You know, it's nice when you need it, because if you're working on something and you're kind of pulling against it, you don't want that to slip off the socket, and especially off the fastener. But you know, you get what you pay for, Harbor Freight. Again, I got videos talking about some Harbor Freight products, and there's a lot of garbage at Harbor Freight. You know, it's for really guys that are on a budget and can't afford the Snap-on and the Cobalt. Oh, not the Cobalt, the Snap-on and the Cornwell and the Mac and the Matco. You know, I don't have many Snap-on or Mac stuff. The stuff I do have is for my brother. But all right, I'll let this video go on way too long. If you like the video, I appreciate the likes and the views. If you like review videos on tools and guns and all sorts of nonsense, I do a lot of that here. Try to post videos once a week, sometimes twice a week if I have them. So again, thanks. I'll catch you guys next time.